Westbrook, JP Russ here with you. It was a huge weekend of college football. So let's start with the biggest of them all. JP, I'm sorry, but Michigan's win over Ohio State. After the game, Wolverines receiver Roman Wilson was asked about the Buckeyes' toughness. Here's what he had to say.
This is the thing that I thought too, like guys who you want to put on like the Louis V, like the $1,000 outfit, like you want to act hard, but when we're out there, like they're not hard. Like I see the film, like you're not tough. Like, and I don't think I'm the toughest guy in the world, but you know, I'm out there, I'm getting physical. Like I don't think they wanted it like how I wanted it.
JP?
I don't think I'm the toughest guy in the world.
I respect him for saying that.
Wild
He's like, I know
to
where I
say.
stand,
When you are calling somebody out about their toughness, I would start there. Secondly, I don't think anybody puts on a Louis V outfit to act hard. Like me in my big age where I sit right now, where I don't have to hit people for a living, I wear all that stuff and I know it's not hard. But there's a reason why I wear it, and it's not to be tough. So let's get that out the way. And then the third thing is, I think if you actually break down the things that went on in that football game, Michigan and Ohio State rushed it for about the same in terms of yards per carry. There was a 12-play drive where Ohio State ran it 8 times in a row to finish that drive off in the end zone, right? And that was Ohio State saying that we can dominate too. Now, Ryan Day is an impatient coach, so he goes back to the throw game way too fast. But what was the toughness conversation when it came down to that? Like, I'm looking at Michigan at halftime. You were running it for 1.9 to carry. You had to bring in the backup quarterback so you could spark off the run game. Like, this was not the toughness game to me. The only person, if I'm being completely frank, in that game that did not display the toughness that I wanted to see was the head coach of Ohio State. I thought the players played their tails off. I thought everybody out there was playing tough. It was some good hits on either side of that football game. But when you're victorious, and to Roman's credit, because they won that game, you get to say whatever you want. So go ahead and run with it.
I also thought the TikTok dances before the game didn't really help their case either.
That's whack.
Yeah, if you're going to do TikTok dances, you got to do that in the locker room after you win, not before. And make sure you got some good dance moves.
They shouldn't do that again until they beat Michigan. You're not allowed to dance before the game's Buckeyes until you beat Michigan.
Here's my thing, JP. To Roman's point, I think it's one of those, the message, not the messenger. Ohio State's toughness has been questioned long before this game.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before. Do you think he had a point when you look at the big picture for Ohio State?
I think if he would have said that after 21 or 22, I maybe would have argued a little bit. But after this game, I don't think that's what it came down to. And that's the narrative that they're going to run with, and they should, as long as they continue to dominate that rivalry. Because if I were them, I would do it all day long. I just don't believe it's the truth this time around. That game didn't come down to that, at least on the field. Maybe on the sidelines, it did. But when it came down to the players on the field, all those guys look like warriors out there.
So this comes down to coaching to instill toughness in their players.
The coach to instill toughness in himself, in how he calls the game.